My name is Philip Chung. Currently, I'm actually a staff researcher here at UCSF, but starting in the fall, I'll be a medical student. My area of research is focused toward developing medical devices that are wireless, low cost, low power to try and improve patient quality of care and quality of life, and also to provide these tools to doctors so that they can achieve the same goal. I'm originally from the Los Angeles area, from a suburb called Arcadia, and I grew up in a household where there were a lot of kind of technical-minded people. So my mother is a software engineer, my dad is an electrical engineer. So being in that environment, there was always, random electronics strewn around on our dining and coffee table, and I just became curious, and so that definitely helped shape me and made me want to pursue a path toward engineering and science. There was a lot of disability and handicap in my family. So my father, during the Chinese Cultural Revolution, before he immigrated to the United States, he suffered a pretty bad knee injury, so he has chronic knee pain, and that has definitely kind of impacted me on a daily basis. As a young kid, I couldn't fully understand or appreciate why he was always kind of limping around the place. When we go on vacations, me and my brother would kind of run ahead, and then, we look back and like, hey, why is our dad not able to kind of keep pace with us? At one point in my childhood, I distinctly remember, and my parents always remind me, and saying that, when I grow up, I'm gonna fix my dad's leg. While it's kind of silly to think about it now because it's really, it's really difficult in reality to do something like that, this definitely kind of impacted me and kind of motivated me to continue down this pathway. To just think about what I had envisioned as a child and to see if something like that could actually happen in real life. That's one of the things that drives me forward. When I was an undergraduate in college, I pursued research as something that I would do kind of as a volunteer basis. And so that's where kind of I started learning my lab techniques, and kind of got really interested in kind of answering these sort of research questions, answering hypotheses. A research environment also made me very interested in how to bring basic science to the patient's bedside, to use the advances that we know in the laboratory and to translate them over and apply them in clinical practice. So I think my greatest achievement so far is the project that I'm currently working on here at Dr. Shuval Roy's lab at UCSF. It was actually my master's thesis project. So after joining Dr. Roy's lab and working on this project, we were able to kind of build a few prototypes and then eventually test that device on a human subject. And now, we've gone far beyond that. We're actually kind of scaling up to a bigger and bigger clinical study now with this type of device. The project is to find a better way to detect preterm birth. Pregnancy is about 37 weeks, give or take, but preterm birth is when a baby is born too soon. And right now, doctors, they don't really have the best way of detecting it. They do something that is called transvaginal ultrasound, in which you have like an ultrasound probe taking a measurement of an organ called the cervix, which is kind of in between the vaginal canal and the uterus, which carries the baby. So they look at the length of this cervix as an indicator of how soon the baby is going to be born. So the device we're building now does something similar in monitoring the cervix like transvaginal ultrasound, but it fundamentally does it in a different way. So we're using electrical and optical sensors to look at the microscopic properties of the tissue itself. These microscopic changes in the tissue need to happen before you see something large happen. And so by using this kind of detection modality, we hope that we can detect preterm birth earlier than it is possible now. In my master's, we prototyped the device. After 6 months, we were actually able to kind of get the first prototype and test it in a human subject here at UCSF. And that in itself was extremely exciting for us. really excited about this kind of ongoing journey, and it's definitely something that I think is probably one of the coolest things that I've had the privilege to do. I think the future of a lot of medical science really is about interdisciplinary collaboration.
Yeah, good.
See
That's
that?
really cool.
There's a small color difference.
Yeah.
This one's whiter, this one's creamier.
And what I mean by that is you go to a research environment, typically you have scientists, grad students, postdocs. You go to a medical environment, typically you have, medical students, residents, attending physicians, nurses. And the way that each career is taught to think is slightly different. And I think it's really about bringing those different backgrounds and trainings together, the different ways of thinking together, and to really share them. Because only by kind of understanding what the needs of the other end are and how the other half functions, can we really establish a good way to translate laboratory science into the clinic, and then from the clinic, motivate new things to kind of start looking at in the laboratory.